So I wanted to be able to get at least a 48-inch wide slab. So with this configuration, you have a lot of flexibility. So I bought a pair of 6-foot rails, a pair of 5-foot rails, and 2 pair of 4-foot rails. I can reconfigure this in any way I want. So if I need a 4x4, a 4x6, a 4x8, a 5x10, I could even add on the extra 4 foot to get to 16 foot if I had a really long slab. So I like this route better than some of the more fixed designs that are limited to 48-inch crossbars. And by the time you get that all set up, you're really looking at about 38 inches of clearance. So I think this gives me a lot more flexibility. So you can kind of see the premise of how this sits on the rails, and we'll go back and forth. The next thing I've got to do is cut these holes and then mount that to these bearings. Your bearings probably have a little screw in the top. You want them to slide really easy on the mount. They may be a little bit tight at first, so if you just loosen that up, you get some of the friction to go away. I got a couple things from Crafted Elements. They make a lot of really good router sleds and a whole bunch of really cool silicone molds for epoxy. So this little genius. So you mount this like this, and then you just go to Lowe's and get a paintbrush stick. It screws into that. So now you've got something to push back and forth instead of, having to bend over and reach across and all that good stuff. Much more ergonomic. Then I also got this from Crafted Elements, dust boot. All you do is you line it up like this, drill your holes. I used M4 bolts to get through those small holes. All of these are M6, and those are M6 as well in case you run out or you need some more. Just get those off Amazon or from where have you. And I forgot to mention, I got most of these rails off of Amazon from Vevor. Just search linear rails and you'll see those pop up. The 4-footers were $50, the 5-footers were $75, and the 6-footers were $100 for a pair. And then I also got extra stop clamps, and I'll put those on here as well, so that you're probably not going to run off your table, but just in case, One last upgrade I did, I wanted to have more strength and flexibility here. At first I was using just a wooden paint stick, but I went and got this female to female adapter off Amazon, and then I got these plumbing fixtures that would thread into here. Then I ran zip ties through these 2 U-bolts to attach all of this, so that I could push easily across 6 feet back easily. And then this is also telescoping, so it'll go from 2 to 4 feet. So kind of my final summary would be, this ended up being 6 foot wide, 10 foot long. And then if I needed to do another 4 foot, I have that as well. So I could do up to 14 feet long if I had a really long slab. I got 14 foot worth of the rails from Crafted Elements. Then I got about 10 foot of the rails off Amazon from Vevor. The dust boot from Crafted Elements, and the U-bolts from Crafted Elements. And what I'm gonna change this to. I put two 2x4s together for this base on the side. I'm not happy with it, so because I've got a little bit of gaps and whatnot. And so what I'm gonna do here in a little while is just put a 10 foot 4x4 on each side, because it'll be 3.5 inches wide, just like the 2x4, and that way it'll be one continuous run. And then I'll use threaded inserts to, attach this to the 4x4. That way I can take these off whenever I want to and set them aside when I'm not using this to flatten. Also, the workbench is 4x8. I just have this 2 foot extension on it, so I can take that off as well when I'm not flattening a big slab, and then I'm back to my 4x10 foot bench.